Her sister made it for us.
A star blanket in memory of Eishia Hudson hangs in the office of the Manitoba Advocate for Children and Youth. Advocate Sherry Gott previously released a special report on the 16-year-old who died April 8, 2020, after being shot by Winnipeg police.
She died in such a tragic way, unnecessary way, actually,
Hudson was a member of Barons River First Nation who was born in Winnipeg. She's remembered in the report for her ability to brighten a room with humor and laughter, and her love of judo and basketball. It's been 5 years since her fatal encounter with officers following a high-speed pursuit in which police say Hudson was driving a stolen vehicle that had been involved in a liquor store robbery.
I hope for systemic change when it comes to her. She opened that door for us to look at policing with respect to the way she died.
The officer who shot Hudson wasn't charged. The chief medical examiner called an inquest to further examine the circumstances of Hudson's death and what can be done to prevent further deaths. Details are still being finalized. The provincial court says the pandemic and a growing number of inquests have delayed the case. Judge Margaret Wiebe has determined the inquest must consider the life and death of Eishia Hudson and the social and cultural context of her life, whether systemic racism played a role, the force used by police, the report previously released by the Manitoba Advocate, and social context to be provided by the First Nations Family Advocate Office.
They need to understand that our families do come from a long history of racism and trauma.
Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs Grand Chief Kyra Wilson hopes the inquest leads to systemic change in child welfare and policing. Hudson had previous involvement with both systems, although she'd never been charged with a crime.
I am hopeful that we will be able to figure out solutions to a lot of these issues that we're dealing with in terms of systemic change.
The special report on Hudson from the Manitoba Advocate calls for more mental health supports for youth, consulting them on a public safety strategy, and expanding supports in schools.
Highlighting her story and having it at the forefront is important.
Without more change, Gott still worries it could happen again. Josh Crabb, CBC News, Winnipeg.